When I started my business, I had no idea what life would or should look like. Those important days, important calls, head down, deep focus work, and I just wish someone had told me, or even better, shown me. So I'm bringing you behind the scenes this week, from board meetings to weekends with James and Blue. So grab a cosy cuppa and join me for a week in Manchester. Okay, so I'm just logging into a call, which is a pre-call for an in-person speaking event that I'm doing on Monday. So I thought you might like to join. Blue is tippy-tapping around in the background as well.
Hi.
Hello.
You all right? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, thank you.
And everyone seems quite chatty. So I've done panels before where people are a bit more reserved and quiet, which is absolutely fine. And like we just do go through the questions, but it's quite nice when it becomes more of a conversation. We'll just do bullet points as to what you all want to say. And then I can send you one more crib sheet basically, which says who's kind of picking up what. That's kind of section one. Who are you and what does wellness mean to you?
I think boundaries is quite a difficult thing because you also can't use that boundary to like whip yourself with if you don't hit that.
Yeah.
Like if you have to be on your phone, I think that's such a woman thing about. I said I was going to stop it by 9 and I haven't, and oh, that's another thing I've done wrong today. Instead of just being like, okay, let's make this a gentle goal where it's something we can work towards.
Yeah. So the first one was, what in terms of running your business or home, what's the biggest struggle you face day to day?
Running it.
Yeah. And the mental load that we have on women. There we go.
Yeah.
Rachel, do you find staff, Rachel, with having so many staff?
Yes.
Is that your biggest thing with the business?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say being an employer is a muscle that I've built over time. Like I remember when we first, it's been 4 years since we hired our first member of staff, and I remember at the beginning, it really negatively impacted my well-being of just this, the responsibility and financial responsibility, but now having 20 employees, like our payroll bill is over £500,000, and I feel like I've built the muscle and from a business perspective, but even from a practical perspective, if one employee has one problem a year, that's still 2 problems a month to me when you have 20 people that you just sort of have to deal with or put a fire out. And yeah, it's a lot. Also, fun aspect that I haven't mentioned yet is that I actually run the practice with my husband, James, so we're life partners and business partners. So just an extra fun dynamic.
Well, one of my questions is, I love this topic, but some people hate it, is I love talking about how important it is to have a good partner if you're going to run a business or if you're going to have a corporate career as a woman, because I think that is whether you're going to make it or break it.
Yeah.
I genuinely just think it is. You know, women are independent women and we're all for that, whatever. I'm you can't be that independent. I think you actually just need someone as well that's going to be a really good support.
I feel like on this question with financial well-being, if I was in the audience, given how impressive the panel is, if it was quick fire, the question that I would want to hear the answer to is what are the top 3 ways that you spend money that improves your well-being? Because for me, I feel like they'd all be quite different. For me, obviously couples therapy is one. One would be delegating, outsourcing stuff in my personal life, and I have a formula that I use to work out what I can delegate. I feel like that's the stuff that people don't talk about is one of the biggest selling points of becoming self-employed or progressing in a corporate career is money. But very rarely do women share what they're spending money on to help their well-being and to help them continue to do it.
That's a really good one, Rachel, because quite often we see it as self-indulgent to do something nice for ourselves.
Yeah. And I think women definitely come to stuff like this to almost be given permission to do the same. And I feel actually they need to hear people say this is what I outsource in my personal life. I've got a gardener, I've got a housekeeper, because I'm buying back my well-being. That's what I'm doing, and it's not bougie, it's not ostentatious. I've literally become self-employed to get money to literally buy back my own quality of life, and that's what we're doing.
What time do we need to get there on Monday?
So it starts at 6. I'll be there from 5, so I'd arrive at any time between 5 and 6. Try and arrive before 4:45.
Yeah. See you on Monday.
See you later, guys. Excited to
Bye, guys.
Okay, controversial opinion. I hate having pre-calls for events because I normally just find them a massive waste of time, but that was actually really good fun. I found that really, really good fun. I've now got 3 minutes between this and my next meeting, so I'm going to run for a wee. I've been sat with a blanket around me because I'm so cold. I've just put the heating on in the Airbnb, so I'm hoping it's going to warm up in a sec. I'm going to nip for a wee, and then we can go into my next meeting, which you guys are going to love, which is giving feedback on a pitch deck that we're doing an angel investment raise. So this client is raising £1 million, and we have been reviewing her pitch deck before she can go out to angels and start having meetings. You're going to come behind the scenes and see the feedback that we give her. So let's go. I look so silly with this like this. I'm so cold. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So that's 250. Obviously, I've got 50 allocated already. So what I'm saying to investors that I'm speaking to is, look, if you want to get in on the SCIS round, it's a minimum ticket size of 50, and that is going to close by the end of the year. But if you're not prepared to invest that much, or you don't have that much for whatever reason, I am going to do EIS round will open on the 1st of January, which is 750k. And as part of that, I'm going to offer the opportunity to 10 smaller investors with a minimum ticket size of 10k each in a syndicate. So I'm going to pull them all together so that on the cap table, I've not got 10 small investors, I've just got one syndicate with 10 investors in there. Basically, my whole thing that I'm doing with the app is to allow accessibility, right? And to create the opportunity for more people across the UK to support their children's financial future. So I feel like it goes against my morals if I then, when it comes to bringing investors on board, I say, oh no, I'm only looking for, really high net worth individuals, and I want to be able to give the opportunity to people that have followed my journey and paid a little card. And I'm basically going to write a note to these individuals explaining why they've inspired me, and something about their company that I really like, just whatever it is that fits with that person. And then alongside that, I'm going to have a marketing one-pager, which is just a really high-level overview of this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm raising money for, and then an opportunity for them to book in a meeting with me if it's something that they're interested in. I was thinking, okay, how do I contact these people? Well, LinkedIn probably get loads of DMs, Instagram they get loads of DMs, so I'll just get, washed away with everything. So I thought I'm going to use old-fashioned paper applications.
And I would really love to see, obviously I know that you can't invest for a child until they're born, but I think actually using something, I think we're seeing a wave of post baby showers booming and gender reveal parties booming again. Now we're seeing it swing the other way with over consumerism and being more sustainable. And so I would love to see, I feel like your product could create a solution to getting people that you love together to celebrate your child being born, whilst also encouraging them not to buy tat for your child.
I completely agree, and I think what's interesting is that, a big part of what we're doing is for contributors as well. So it's people that don't have children, they want to contribute to the children in their life. Everyone's asking me about maternity leave, which is valid because I would ask somebody about it as well. So it's absolutely fine that they ask. But I don't know whether I should add it as a slide or whether I should just wait for the investors to ask me, because I do have a process in place and what's going to happen.
The reality is, it is. I think as we spoke a while ago, I think it is a red flag, but at the same time, it is very clearly built into the business. So addressing it head on around the operational play, and I think particularly because you've got one of the big breakthroughs was the CTO, right? Mm-hmm. And actually, that stage of the business operation is more CTO focused anyway. Yeah. So
I'd say one of my biggest challenging questions back to you is around, and I know this is really hard because it's not a work conversation, it's a human being question, is around how much time you plan to take off. Because if your answer to that was I'm going to take a month off, would you disclose that you had a 3-week holiday booked to people who are investing in your business? Maybe not. Sorry, I know it's obviously not as simple as that, but my challenge back to you is how much time are you planning to take off dictates how important that conversation is as part of that. Acknowledging it, very important, but around the narrative behind it is what does the return to work look like? How much does it impact the investment that's being made? A question for you to answer.
Yeah, I think it comes down to investment spend, right? So the more you link the investment spend to the tech development, then actually the less that you matter in the business, but like Rachel says, I think you mitigate that out anyway. So I think bringing it to the forefront, showing that there is an operational plan in place, showing that it doesn't impact on, in fact the milestone's almost been built around it, and I would just be in the conversations going, well, it's better now, isn't it, than
If it was a male raise and their wife was pregnant and they were planning to take some paternity leave, this would probably be a really different conversation. And I think actually bringing that into it is really important. And so, I guess the big question is, how much time are you planning to take off?
Yeah.
And how much are you prepared to have multiple contingencies in case those babies are born and you're like, this is my entire world now. These babies are the world, you know?
Yeah, which I can't see that happening because that's not how I am. Like, obviously I'm so excited to be a mum, but I see this company as my baby. So it's just like I'm having 3 babies. That's how I view it. It's not like I've got one or the other. It's, you know, I will be obviously focused on being a mum, but equally I've got the beauty and the flexibility of being at home with lots of support.
And I, even as someone that doesn't have children, I feel very delicate even asking you these questions, like, as a woman. But
yeah, but please do.
I feel like the really, really, really important thing that I feel like both Phil and I say to every founder is that there are some topics within a raise that will be Marmite for angels, but it will help you realize who are the right ones. Given the nature of your business and what you're trying to do, the fact that you are going to become a parent will be a huge selling point and a huge part of that storytelling that will grow your brand in all of the right ways.
People coming from big companies into startups, particularly as COO, big problem. It depends on what you want CEO to do. Now, in the strictest kind of terminology of the job title, they're building the systems and processes that scale the company, right? Now, that literally means walking into your kitchen, right, and getting given a laptop and going, go on then. And that is so radically different from coming from like Uber or, you know, insert corporate job here, where they can still have the ideation and the creation, but they have zero resource. So people that can operate with zero resource and bring resource and align that, you know, and really, they're the ones you really want to filter out. And often, not always, but some people that come from big corporates, on my own experience, having founded companies with them, have very little self-start ability.
I feel like with actually all of the things that we have spoken about today, one of the best things that you could do is prepare a 2-page document that is a maternity contingency plan. And when we work with clients who, I know I've sent you the content on demand to watch, but when you own a limited company and you're on payroll, you have a few different options in terms of claiming maternity pay. And in order to be able to claim enhanced maternity pay, you have to be able to prove that your business can continue to generate revenue without you. And so, which is probably the vaguest description from HMRC ever. And so in order for us to be able to make those claims confidently, if that client was ever to be investigated, we have a blueprint of a maternity contingency plan which hits the criteria from HMRC, just to have something on file. What it does is encourages you to almost have multiple scenarios of multiple options, like things that could happen, things that might happen, especially obviously you have a very unique pregnancy, which means that you could give birth in a much wider area of dates than someone else. Actually having a maternity contingency plan for your own sanity and to help you make some of these decisions as well would be really interesting. I echo everything that Phil said as well, in that in my experience, people who work for very large companies go one of two ways. They are either crippled with imposter syndrome and for that reason really struggle to do the job because they've been in such a large company, their role is so niche that they actually can't go wide again. Or the opposite, in that they get so caught up by compliance and governance because of the size of the business that they've worked in. And if I had two comparative people on qualifications and skill sets, I would choose someone that had worked in the startup. But the the thing that you need to remember, if you are recruiting people who you feel are more intelligent than you, which I feel like is very common and very terrifying, the thing that you need to remember is nobody else is taking the risk but you.
Yeah.
How much do you share? How can you protect that document? Because I feel like that is really handing over what essentially is my company in Excel.
So first of all, I would definitely, I'm sure you have been continually refine it and change the assumptions within it. The only thing I would say within the financial is there's nothing particularly, there's the forecast, right? So there's nothing particularly confidential or sensitive, or you're not giving away anything unique in how you're doing it, other than you're potentially telling someone the size of the opportunity in the way that you've structured it.
Okay.
So I'd still keep it in a deck format at this stage.
Okay.
So I would say, thank you, you had this level of detail, now I'm giving you this level of detail. For a full walkthrough, if you're interested, let's book a meeting.
Yeah.
Here's my diary link. I think that will just that polarise people that are serious or not serious.
You got to weed out the tire kickers.
If I'm genuinely serious about business, I will say to business at that point, send me an NDA, right? And that tells them I'm serious about it.
Yeah. So the guy, the potential investor that I saw asked the percentage of the business that I'm giving away for 1 million, and I said, well, it depends on the valuation. I didn't have a good answer for him because it does depend on the valuation, but equally, I don't know whether you negotiate with certain investors depending on the amount that they're bringing, or whether you just have a flat, this is the valuation of the company, and therefore 1 million equals 15% equity or 20% equity, whatever it is. When do you have that conversation with potential investors? Do you essentially say to them, so for example, I've left it with him, I said, it's minimum 50 grand. He said he'll come back to me by tomorrow with the allocation that he's thinking.
Okay.
Let's say he says 50 grand. Do I then say to him, great, that is, 2% equity?
And the hardest thing to do is to get one angel, because once you've already got one, that is the social proof and the authority that you need that you have already passed one person's due diligence. You tell them that you got 50k committed, contacted 50 of the most high profile value plus investors, and that they are competing with them.
Okay.
You have to market your little arse off in angel investing, and it will feel uncomfortable and weird. Yeah, so the deck feedback we've done in written report style, but with really nice action points all summarized at the end, and I've split them into immediate and longer term. Again, just to help you firefight. But on a personal level, I feel like you have a lot more energy this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like that. I feel like I'm over that sickness period, and I feel like I'm back to myself. Oh, great. Well, it's great to see you both, and thank you so much for your advice.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
That was so nice. I now need to record a video for QuickBooks for International Accounting Day. So I'm just going to get my bits and bobs and I will be back in a sec. So I normally work in brand deals with QuickBooks, but this is just a one-off video that they've asked me to make. It's just as part of a compilation for International Accounting Day. I normally don't do anything for free, but I am really just nurturing good relationships with people that I do brand deals with, and so decided to say yes. It's literally 4 seconds work, so that'll be fine. I've just realised I've got my retainers in, so I need to take my retainers out. I'm going to do that off camera. If you ever see people make content and they have great lighting, this is what it is. This light is incredible. I'll put a link. Oh god, that actually wasn't at full brightness. Happy International Accounting Day 2024. That was actually 2 seconds work. And so I just need to send that to QuickBooks. This was the end result. Happy International Accounting Day 2024. So I just snipped off the beginning bit and the end bit where it was me starting and pausing, so that the millennial pause is gone. Hello. Guys, I'm in Manchester. I have been really pushing myself on this YouTube channel recently to bring you behind the scenes on everything. Like more calls, more like, I want this YouTube channel to feel like you are just doing work experience with me. Like you're just following me around and you're just, half work experience, half like, this is what your personal life looks like when your business life means you've got 20 employees and a £1.5 million company, because this is the content that I want to see, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I have brought you behind the scenes on a couple of calls while I've been here, a couple of calls earlier this week while I was at home. I've brought Mr. Blue. I mean, you can't tell, but he's currently floppy all over the sofa. We've gone to Manchester, and we had a new member of staff start yesterday. Me and James have had to be like tag teaming it a little bit to make sure that Blue's not on his own and that he's being walked, and we're staying in an apartment, and Blue's never stayed in an apartment before. I feel like it's a very interesting one as a dog owner. Like, I would never choose to have a dog in a flat. Not very practical, and I just don't think it's that kind. Like, Blue is a country bumpkin boy, and he's experiencing the city life, which means that I basically have to take him on like a half an hour long walk to a really nice park every time he needs to go to the toilet, which I just don't really feel like is a vibe, but it's my life. But other dog owners, I feel like you'll understand when I say, I feel like I've called in favours with everyone that looks after him. So we just brought him this time because I feel like we've got a list of people that are very happy to have him. But I asked a couple of people and they couldn't or were busy. And I feel like the other people I've just asked a bit too much recently. So he's with us. But our trip to Manchester actually spans over a weekend for the first time. So we had a funeral this week, which sort of changed all of our plans. So we had to change the start date of the new member of staff. So we are here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and today is Friday. So it was the member of staff's first day yesterday. I have had a morning of calls here at the Airbnb, went over and joined the team for lunch. We do Fun Friday when someone starts, and there is currently like a really big Christmas market on in Manchester. It's very early, it is November, but there's a Christmas market on. And so we took the whole team to the Christmas market and bought all of their lunch. I had a corn dog, which was an interesting choice. I regret it slightly, but it was really good. Yeah, today's Friday, so I'm just getting some work done here. I need to take him for a you-know-what. I can't say the word, otherwise he'll jump up. Need to take him for a you-know-what, and then we are meeting some friends, I think, after work. A few of our team members used to work for a friend of mine, and so we are all going out. I assume we're going out for a drink. A non-alcoholic beverage, I assume. And then me and James are going to spend the weekend taking Blue out in the Peak District on lots of lovely walks and some lovely pub lunches, and just explore Manchester. So I'm going to take him out for a you-know-what, and then I was thinking about heading into the Arndale before I meet the guys from work, because there's a Tala in Selfridges, and I never buy anything because they have quite limited stock and they never have my sizes because I'm a little girly, and I think lots of people buy the small sizes, but I just really like going there. And so I was going to have a just wander around Selfridges before I go and meet the guys from work. But just wanted to catch you up because I feel like this is probably quite a chaotic start to the vlog with some of the behind the scenes calls and whatnot. And obviously we came up straight after a funeral, and so I did not feel like vlogging. But yeah, come behind the scenes with me. I'll take him for a nice WALK, and then we'll go meet the guys from work. Let's go. Okay, I've just hit stop recording, and I've had to come back because I've just had an email saying that I need to select the name for my Secret Santa at work this year. And this is a make or break situation. So let's see who I get. Yes! Oh. I say that as if we have not very nice people at work. We obviously do not. But I have got someone really good. Really good, actually. Yeah, very, 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 very excited for that. Okay, now that chaos is done, let's go off. Let's take Blue out, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Okay, Blue has gone for a walk, gone for a poo, and gone for a wee. If you're a dog owner, you'll know that this is vital information. If you are not, you will wonder why I am sharing this information. I have got changed, aka I've taken my black trench coat off and put my little brown one on. I don't know what difference that makes, but it's making me feel like I've got changed. It's very much a hoodie and comfy clothes kind of day. I've got a couple of different outfits, but they're a bit high effort, you know, as in would involve me actually putting clothes on, which I can't be asked to do. So this is what they're getting. So Blue that's his second walk of the day, and he's gone to the toilet, so I feel pretty happy leaving him to sleep. I've put a blanket on the sofa so he can sleep on the sofa, and I'm off for a little mooch around Manchester before I meet the team, so let's go. Okay, so I've just walked from the Airbnb up to the Arndale Centre to have a little pot around, and I just found a vintage football shirt shop, and I'm very unqualified to spend money in a vintage football shirt shop, but I bought James like a really nice, I'll show you later when I give it to him, I bought him a really nice vintage Man U jacket to like wear, because he plays a lot of football, to wear over the top. It's like a waterproof, nice training jacket. There was some old original sorry, I literally thought that guy was going to steal my camera. Yeah, there were some really old vintage shirts, but I'm not qualified enough to buy them. They were like 200 quid for an original Man U. One was Michael Owen and one was David Beckham. They were really cool, and I think James would have liked them, but I don't know how much. Like, I feel like unless you're a super fan, you don't want to be spending that much money. So we'll start with this and then see how it goes. Okay, I've made it to Selfridges. Now it's time to get some imposter syndrome and add some things to the visual. No, thank you. Thank you. I said no too fast. You know when your plans get cancelled and you're like, oh no. That's what just happened. So our plans got cancelled. So I'm just off to meet James and see what he wants to do. Also I've got a little present for him. So I might suggest we go out for a drink or something and give him a little present, turn it into a bit of a date. So let's go find James. Did you show him your jacket? Excited. James liked his jacket. He liked it. I love it. And it fits. And now we're getting a Christmas decoration. We're back. We had a lovely little potter, didn't we?
Oh, it was great.
Around the market. Smelled all the food.
So much food to choose.
Couldn't decide what food to get, so we didn't get any food. So we've come back to Ancoats, which is where we're staying.
Dad a Christmas present.
Yeah, James bought his dad a Christmas present. We bought, I'll show you it later, but we bought the little Christmas decorations that I showed you. And we're gonna try and go to Rudy's Pizza, because the one in Ancoats is the first one ever, like that's where the chain started. And neither of us have ever been before, but it's a Friday night. Online you can't book, like it says unavailable. So we'll have to see, but we'll keep you updated. We got a table. Well, it's not a table, what's it? We're at a bench. But the people are making the pizzas like there, so we can see what they're doing. And we're just having a look. They've got some good alcohol-free cocktails as well, so.
Cheers. Wow, that's good.
Oh, mine's really nice.
Try that.
Mine's a peach one. What's this?
Cherries.
Oh, this is apple and cherry. James ordered this and said, I'm not going to like it, but I'll have that. Oh!
Sweet.
So these are little mocktails. And we got the Rudy's home lemonade. And I'm showing the dips. We've got the hat trick of dips.
honey. Spicy sausage thing. With garlic.
I got I wanted the pizza that James wanted, so James had to change his mind. I got triple pepperoni, and you got
Spicy sausage.
spicy sausage.
Ginger or
Meduja.
A pizza that doesn't fit on my plate.
How was that?
That was great. So Rudy's don't put a discretionary tip on, and then when I offered to pay a tip, they declined it.
They said no. Said no, thank you. Yeah, we wanted to tip them, and he said no, no, thank you. And James was like, well, no, like we want to tip you. Please, can you put a tip on? And he said no. Can you fill in this form? We'd rather have feedback. What? Yeah, going to rescue Blue. Chill with him for a bit. Take him from nighttime walk in a wee, and may or may not get pudding on the way. What's happening here?
It's the Super Sofa.
Super Sofa on tour. So when I was in Selfridges earlier, I was literally walking around Selfridges, seeing things that I liked on Vinted at the same time. So I'm now just gonna go through a little haul of things that I liked but couldn't afford in Selfridges that I found on Vinted afterwards and show James.
I think it does. Not necessarily. This is a classic example of Munchausen's trilemma. Either the reason is predicated on a series of sub-reasons leading to an infinite regression, or it tracks back to arbitrary axiomatic statements, or it's ultimately circular. I.e., I'm counting cat women. Cyclops. Sleep, so I gave him a glass of warm milk with a handful of my. I'm back. Still don't know what promised Penny what. I wouldn't tell you the secret.
Hazelnut and caramel, hazelnut spread, and chocolate. There's so much fun in toffee.
Is it hot?
No, spicy deniers. But why deny? Embrace the fire. Try new extra flavor.
So James has just told me that the team texted him today and asked him if we could set fireworks off at our Christmas party. Is this because the Southern office want there to be more fun than the Northern office?
Yeah, probably.
Good morning. It's Saturday morning. And I realised that I didn't show you what I got from Selfridges. So I bought James his football jacket, and then I bought this tracksuit. It might not look like a lot, but I've actually never ever bought like a matching tracksuit before, and I probably look like a 14-year-old boy, but it's a nice little moment for me. I've never bought like a nice designer matching tracksuit before, and now I have. I also wanted to show you the Christmas decoration that we bought. We actually bought one that's very, very similar to this the year we first got together. So the first year that we lived together was 2017, and we bought one. And so we got this. Very cute. And we have spent the morning we took Blue for a walk and a morning toilet stop. And there was a lady with an absolutely batshit crazy dog who, to be fair to the dog, the woman decided that the dog was 6 months old, and this woman decided that Manchester city centre was the perfect place to let him off lead for the very first time. And it would not be caught. It was literally just running around like a crazy thing. And everyone was walking past and not helping her. So me and James stopped and tried to help her. And we were literally stood for she was chasing it for a good 40 minutes. So we were probably there for a good half an hour trying to help her catch this dog. And she did eventually catch the dog. But it was like a little whippet thing, and it was so fast. I've never seen a dog as fast as that. And she was shouting at it, and she was like, sit, sit. And I stood with Blue on a lead, who was sitting because he thought she was shouting at him. So very chaotic. And then we came back and we went out for some brunchy breakfast. We had a 2-course breakfast, so we had like a sandwich and a wrap first, and then we had some cakes second with some nice coffees. And now we're gonna go for a walk in the Peak District. I think James is just getting ready. Him and Blue just fell asleep on the sofa, so I had to be like, guys, come on, we can nap when we're done. Let's go now. So just waiting for James to get ready and then we'll go. So come with us for a lovely, wholesome walk in the peaks. So I managed to stop James from napping and falling asleep on the sofa. We are driving from Manchester to the peaks. We're gonna go on a walk and then find a pub to have a nice lunch with a very tired doggo.
I'm so full, I don't even know if I can eat lunch.
Yeah, we had a big breakfast. Yeah. As it stands right now, we feel like we're still too full, but I mean, we've got a long drive and then a long walk, so hopefully it'll be good. Hi! Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss everyone's ass. Name the film.
Lampoon's Christmas special.
Yeah. Blue is back in his natural habitat. AKA, I can't see him. Come!
Come. Oh, looky fabulous. He's a good boy.
Hi! Good boy! See ya, wouldn't want to be here.
Enzo, was it?
Good boy. Come on then. You got gum on your face. Doop. Oh. Cheers. Is that a nice walk?
Oh, wasn't sure if you were talking to me or the dog. Yeah, I had a great walk.
We only fell over once. Now we're at Dolly's tea room. I'm going to go and have a look in this jewellery shop in a second. Again, I feel like everyone's in really big coats. It's really not that cold. He did look at me funny when I asked for 2 lemonades. I do feel like Fanta lemon gives Mallorca.
You want to go play in the water?
Okay, looks can be deceiving because James is still in the super sofa. However, we have just got back from the peaks. We've just sat and rotted for 20 minutes and now we're going to go and live our best Molly May life. We're going to the Trafford Centre. We've never been to the Trafford Centre in all of the time we've been coming up to Manchester. We just go to the Arndale because it's in town, but we're going to go to the Trafford Centre and I'm very, very excited about it. Random fact, me and James used to live in Oxford and that's where we met. And we went out for breakfast earlier and I said to James, I really, really, really wish I'd lived in a city when I had just the brain that I have now in terms of just being very, like, secure in myself and, like, not wanting to go out partying all the time and had money because I had no money when I lived in a city and if I ever did, all I'd do is go out with my friends. And actually, when you are just pitter-pottering around in a city and you can afford to just go for nice brunches and coffees and shopping and stuff, it's just another life. It's just so much fun. So I wish I'd lived in a city with the life that I have now, but only for like 6 months, you know, because I'm a country girly. But yes, we're going to the Trafford Centre And I did just say to James, what are we doing? Because we've done more than one activity in one day. We've gone for breakfast, then we've gone to the peaks for a big long walk, and now we're going out. James did say we'll make up for it tomorrow by doing absolutely nothing. So come to the Trafford Centre with us. James just asked if there was parking at the Trafford Centre, and I said yes. And he said, how do you know? Have you been there before? And I said no, but I've watched Molly May's vlogs, and she parks there. So what did you think of the peaks while we're sat in some traffic?
It's nice. It's good to do a bit of exercise. Get my steps up.
Get our steps up,
The
yeah.
steps have been way higher than usual since we've been in Manchester.
Which is so weird though, because we normally go on like really long walks with the dog.
It's just walking to work and walking at lunch to get food and walking home.
Normally just walking from one food place to another food place.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
I must do about an hour of walking every day.
Yeah.
Just to.
Not even on the dog walk.
Yeah.
Dog walk on top, yeah. The peaks is beautiful. It's very like Wales, isn't it? Just very green and lovely and hilly.
Lots of people there.
Yeah, it was way more touristy than... I guess I've only driven through the peaks during the week to go to stuff. I've never been at a weekend and it was... There's people queuing, yeah, we couldn't park. Yeah, it was crazy. Very wholesome. What a sight.
I'm leaving on my job.
Manchester, Manchester!
Zone 6B.
6B.
I'm going to take it.
By the ginormous Christmas tree. It doesn't look like this where Molly May parks. She must park in the premium one. We're in the free one. So I also didn't explain why it's dark and we're going to the Trafford Centre. It's 5 PM and I googled it and it doesn't actually close till 9. There's a fun fair.
How big dog is?
We've seen a circus.
Look at all these people that can't find parking.
Oh yeah, also we do tend to be a bit jammy finding parking, don't we? Yeah. We're normally like driving around with everyone else and then we'll just find one and hop in.
Well, hello, this is the thing.
But yeah, there's literally a circus, a fun fair, the shopping centre, the food court. So many activities. But yeah, that's why we've come to Trafford in the dark. How do you feel?
Stimulated.
Overstimulated. I just said to James, it's only the beginning of November. I would hate to see this at Christmas. I'd also hate it if you needed to buy anything. Like, we've literally just been walking around from shop to shop like this.
This is just a tiny section of it as well.
This is literally just the food bit, and only a bit of the food bit. There's like a cinema inside the food court. Crazy golf, escape rooms, a bowling alley over there. We feel overwhelmed. This is not how it looks on Molly May's vlogs. I think she only goes to Selfridges and then leaves.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
So me and James used to come to GBK. Gormanburg Kitchen, not company.
There's two right next to each other. There's Gormanburg Kitchens and then there was the Byron. I like Byron.
We used to go to GBK all the time when we were dating and even before we were dating when we worked together. And so we found a GBK and so we've come to a GBK. It is very busy and we're literally like sat outside in the walkway. So will I be able to hear anything? Who knows? All day we've been saying we're too hungry, we're too full to eat anything, and we've just accidentally landed in GBK. So I'll keep you updated. Do you say medium?
Yes, please.
Do you want me to take off any of the salad?
I don't think so.
And you want extra bacon?
Yeah. And then we want a baconaise for our fries.
Okay, that's in the basket. And then you want fries, skinny fries, chunky fries.
Skinny fries.
I would like. What's the difference between a beef burger and a smashed beef burger?
A smashed beef burger.
Oh, what is literally like a just squished down?
Smashed, yeah.
Oh my god.
I think so.
This is such a good people watching spot. James has put his glasses on and we're watching a couple have an argument. James's commentary was, he is very angry and she is better looking than him, so this is risky.
I think they made up.
Oh, he's on his phone. I bet he's texting other girls now.
Burp.
Yeah. I was just talking about people being antisocial and then started vlogging. So it's vanilla milkshake.
It's really nice. It's quite white chocolatey actually. That's the things I like being a
So
milkshake.
thick.
You tend to get a lot more drink. Pound.
And then this is strawberry and elderflower. He's in next home. He's
Favorite
happy.
place.
I'm persuading James to get one of these for his hot tub.
Didn't really need any persuading.
They've got a Santa hot tub duck and an elf hot tub duck. I think we're going to get the Santa. It flashes. They flash. It's what every hot tub needs. Because at the moment, James's hot tub has just got an accountant rubber duck that has a calculator and a laptop in his hand. He needs a Santa rubber duck. Also, James buying a Santa rubber duck gives me permission to buy all of the candles that I want. We didn't do it, we just appreciate the humour. We are leaving the Trafford Centre with a Christmas rubber duck and sorry, James spotted a Range Rover that he wants. Yeah, that's a badass one. So we're leaving the Trafford Centre with a festive rubber duck and one
fondant.
large fondant fancy. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is Sunday, day 5 of me slicking my hair back and looking like an egg. I have a speaking event tomorrow, so I want my hair to look nice for tomorrow, so we're having this number for the 5th day in a row. It's Sunday morning. I found another lovely walk to do with Blue today. This one was suggested by TikTok. I decided to, yesterday was a Google walk, today is a TikTok walk, which I actually preferred, to be honest. I feel like I could scroll and really see what it was like at the place that we're going to, so I prefer that. I'm gonna go for a lovely long walk around a big reservoir, and then we have found somewhere to go for brunch, and then we're gonna chill. Good boy. So we had a nice little dog walk. I say little, it was like 3.5 miles. We were going to go for brunch. I found a brunch place near where we were, but Blue was very muddy and it said dog friendly, but it didn't say that sort of dog friendly. So we just came home, got Blue showered, gave Blue a shower, then I had to have a shower because I was covered in dog hair. Blue had a shower, I had a shower, and now we'll go for a little explore to find some lunch. It's not even brunch anymore, it's lunch. And we are starving. We were going to have brunch at 11 when we finish the walk. It's now 12:30. We are hungry, so on the hunt for lunch. Right, we've ended up in bagel. James got a tuna melt. I got a pulled pork. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Not sure about the delivery. That was messier than I thought it'd be.
Okay, we're diving in. Okay, what did you think?
Tasted good. Didn't get
Presentation, 1 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
I feel sad that we came to the Arndale. There's so many independent places. We came to a chain. But I feel like we panicked.
Have you ever been to a bagel cafe?
No, that's true. Yeah, I've never been to Bagel Factory before, so still try something new. We're gonna have a drink and then have a croissant. Hello, it's Sunday evening, about 6 o'clock. We got back from our lovely walk. Obviously went into town and got bagels. We then walked around the Christmas market and got some dessert, which was really nice. We've got like a really nice crumble. There's like a crumble stand, so we got some crumble, ate it and walked home. And then we fell asleep on the sofa for about an hour and a half. We've just watched an episode of Lost. James has just taken Blue out for a lovely walk and an evening you know what, because he's just had his dinner, and I am cooking dinner. I always feel like it's a bit like ready, steady, cook when you're cooking in an Airbnb, because you don't really know what they've got. I got some crisps and hummus to have while I'm cooking with James. I'm cooking a chicken and chorizo stew. And then I got James some eggs to have in the morning with some extra bread, hummus, chorizo, nice things. I won't be here in the morning because I've just booked to go to a Barry's class. So I'm very excited about that. With Heather Elkington, my best friend. Does anyone else ever find it cringy when you say best friend out loud when you never normally say it out loud? But yeah, Hev's my best friend. Let's get cooking. Okay, I'm gonna see if anyone has posted any vlogs that I can watch while I'm cooking. So I will catch up with you when I... Hello. I feel like I have looked like an egg in every single shot of this video, and I'm not even sorry about it, because these vlogs are supposed to show you the real life of my life, and this is the real life. This is not beautiful hair product. This is cold hard grease. I've just had a lovely morning. Do you ever have mornings where you've got so much work to do, but you're like, Heather, my best friend Heather, lives in Manchester, and I don't know if you can see Blue. I could count on one hand the amount of times that we get to like really spend time with each other in a year. And she texted me last night saying she fancied going to a Barry's class. And so even just the walk across Manchester from Ancoats to Barry's was like 40 minutes. So we had a good yap. And then we did Barry's together. Let me show you my whoop, because if you're a whooper, you'll appreciate. There's more activity to process because I just had to walk across Manchester back. It's still processing, but this is what it currently looks like. And it's only 11 a.m. So did Barry's, and then we went for coffee and brunch, which was actually really nice because it means that I can now work through what I would have had on my lunch break. But yeah, I have an overwhelming amount of work to do today. So I'm just saying we're regretting my life choices. I have an overwhelming amount of work to do today, and so I'm gonna get my head down, I'm gonna put some brown noise on. I've got a meeting in an hour and 45 minutes with a member of staff, so I'm gonna see how much work I can clear in that amount of time. So cue a brown noise playlist in the background, and let's see how much we can get done. Okay, I don't know what happened. I think think my soul just left my body and cleared my inbox. I put some brown noise on and literally got from 77 emails to 10 in like 55 minutes. So, and they were like big chunky emails too. And I feel like the ones that I've got in my inbox they're all internal tasks. So nobody externally is waiting on me for anything. I've just flagged 2 emails to get done after lunch that would just make me sleep a little bit better tonight. And then everything else is literally just internal things. I really don't know what happened there. I feel like I blinked and I just did it. It's the brown noise. If you've not tried brown noise before, you gotta get on the game. There's really good like playlists on Spotify that you can put on, and it just does something to my brain. I also, as well, there was quite a few tasks that I like wanted to do, but was like, no, wait. As in, like, a lot of the internal tasks that I do are quite nice. It will be like reviewing content or reviewing YouTube videos, and I'll like, if I was doing this during monk mode, I'd put one on one screen while I was doing something else, and I'm on one screen which is like, I've only got one limb, and so I was like, no, let's not do that. And so I've got 35 minutes before the meeting that I've got today, and I don't know if there's a hairdryer in this building, and so I think I'm going to shower now and let my hair dry while I'm on calls, because they're just internal calls and I feel like the team don't care if I look like a rat. So also, one little hack, I actually just put this in our Teams group because it works so well. I feel like internally our team are really good at writing emails. Like when we induct new members of staff, we teach them how to write emails well. I know that sounds stupid, but it is literally a skill. So internally our team members will, try and find an example, our team members will put like, and I'll put, Townsend will put a snippet of it up here. We'll put like the amount of time required, whether it's a quick tick, a task or a project, if it's urgent or important, and then the email subject. And then in the email, we make it very, very clear like what the points of your action are. And I don't know what it is, but some people are just really bad at writing emails. And so I actually just very often will like copy and paste the person's email, put it into ChatGPT and say, please can you summarize this email and let me know what I need to do? And it just saves so much time. Because I feel like sometimes I literally end up reading people's emails like 3 times, which is just really inefficient. And so I like share little tips of how I use ChatGPT in our Teams chat, because I feel like you only learn this stuff from seeing how other people use it. So before I yap my way through the last half an hour before my next meeting, I'm gonna jump in the shower. I've also just realised that the meeting that I've got in half an hour is with a brand new member of staff, and she's gonna see me with wet hair, but what an induction to working with me. It's gonna be a reality induction to working with me. So let's go. I don't even know how unacceptable this is. I literally look like a rat. But she's got clean hair, she's double shampooed and conditioned. I did an Elemis cleansing balm while I was in the shower, and I've done a skincare routine afterwards. So I'm excited for an afternoon of calls before I then get ready for the speaking event tonight. As I said earlier, this is just a good vibe check for our new starter, Amy. You know, just an accurate representation of what it's like working with me, which is normally lovely and wholesome, but with sprinkles of chaotic on top. So also, you know, when your hair's wet and you're like, do I? No, we don't. Like, what's the most socially acceptable thing to do with your hair when it's this, ugh, when it's this wet? Wish me luck. Okay, this is a quick 5-minute post-training session call with our newest member of staff. So I've only got 4 minutes now. I've just messaged her and said I've got 4 minutes. Shall I call you after my meeting? So I was going to have a meeting with the new team member, but I need enough time to like really get stuck into the questions. So I am going to go into a meeting with a team member. We're going to see a client, a big client. It's a key account management audit client on Thursday this week. And so we're just having a pre-call to make sure that we've got all of our ducks in a row. So you can come with me to this call.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. You're 2 minutes late to a meeting. You're never 2 minutes late to a meeting.
I know, I was actually making a coffee, and you know, when you think you've got like way longer than you have, I looked at my phone before I came up and I was like, 2 minutes!
Amy White just messaged me and was have you got some time for some questions? And I was like, yeah. No, I've got 4 minutes before my next meeting. I was like, shall I call you afterwards? You know when you have those days where it's just ping-ponging around, like,
Oh yeah.
I was supposed to speak to her at 10. So yeah, my schedule changed around because I'm at home to look after Blue.
You're trying to do all the things, so don't worry.
All of the things. But I had an out-of-body experience earlier where I woke up very, very stressed about my inbox. And then I went to a Barry's class, sorted my life out. And I came back and I'd had brunch. So I was like, I've got my lunch break back because I've had brunch. And I sat for an hour, 55 minutes, and I got my inbox down from 72 to like 8.
What?
I wasn't here.
It's crazy what a little bit of stress does. I think she's going to plan on being there for the whole day by the sounds of things, because she's just given me a date with no time. So I think we need to decide what time we're getting there. I think the last time I went there, I got there for about 10 because I said to them, like, it's a long drive.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the first thing for Thursday is to email.
Yeah.
I know she has children, so it could be that she needs to do it around a school run as well.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
I'd say to her, like, we will be working around her.
Yeah.
We would actually really love and I think benefit from the experience of doing whatever she needs to do with her.
Obviously, 0 is what they use already.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that is causing a lot of problems is the modular setup.
Yeah.
And it's kind of out of my hands as well, which I don't like.
Describe to me the problem that this solution needs to solve. That's a huge amount of pressure for you to do. And me and James actually spoke about it the other day, like to have a fee value that high, that like me and James pretty much haven't been involved in it the whole time, has been brilliant.
Oh my God, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, if anything goes wrong, it's literally all me at the moment.
Alrighty. I am done on my laptop for the day. Just had some calls. I have cleared my inbox. I'm feeling like a new woman. I have just taken Blue out to the toilet and now I'm going to get ready for our speaking event. I need to leave in an hour and it's a 40-minute walk across Manchester. I just feel like it's quicker to walk everywhere in Manchester. Like, I know 40 minutes is a long walk, but I feel like at 5 p.m. it's just way easier than getting a taxi or anything. So I love a walk. I just don't like doing full glam and then having to walk, but that's a champagne problem. So I'm going to get ready. I think I just saw that Molly May released a vlog today or yesterday. And so I'm going to try and get ready a bit early so that I can film a reel before I go. But yes, Molly May has released a new vlog, so I'm going to watch that while I get ready. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Hello. Please ignore the chaos around me. I've got 25 minutes until I have to leave. I have done my makeup and I have just recorded a reel. So I'm going to edit and try and post it before I leave so then I can have a nice leisurely walk there. So I'm going to edit this for 10 minutes and then get changed and ready for the speaking event. Okay, so I've edited the video. I'm just putting some captions on, ready to post, and I thought it might be quite interesting to explain what I'm actually doing because I am remaking a video that previously performed very well on Instagram, but it performed very well on Instagram as like a visual post, so like B-roll with stuff on screen. It reached like 7.6 million people, and I'm now testing if it was the topic or the style or the trend, because it was to a trending audio. So I've re-recorded me like verbally speaking the video. I think it will do well because it definitely sparks emotion in the first 3 seconds, which is what we are currently which is what we think the algorithm is currently scoring very highly on. Because the opening line is HMRC don't care what you're claiming as an expense, which will make people jump to the comment section and start arguing. It's obviously a very educational video, but it'll be interesting to test this, and I'll keep you updated with the results. So I'm just going to put captions on this and then I'll show you the end result. Okay, I did promise you a little OOTD for the speaking event. I'm not wearing this to walk across Manchester. I'm wearing this to walk across Manchester with trainers and a trench coat over the top with my boots in a backpack. James has come to get me. I walked there. It was about 1.5 miles, so like 45 minutes on the way there, which was quite nice. To be fair, because it was rush hour, it was actually way quicker for me to walk than it would have been to get a lift anyway. But, you know, beforehand you said, are you gonna eat?
Yeah.
Because it's an event from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
James said, are you gonna eat? And I said, The Eventbrite says refreshments, so I'm unsure what that means. It meant crisps. There was crisps. So it was a nice
refreshing.
event. Yeah, the refreshments were not refreshing. There was some Pellegrino.
San Pellegrino.
So I had a can of that, and I was chatting to a girl beforehand, and there was Prosecco, cans of San Pellegrino, and then little plastic champagne flutes. And so I just got a can and opened it and started drinking it, and she was like, "Are you not going to put it in a glass and be classy?" I was like, "No."
Well,
It's a
if
can.
she was going to be classy, she would have said class and
Not classy. But yeah, so it was fun. I'm going to go home. Yeah, so I'm going to take my makeup off and eat some food and watch Lost with James. So we'll catch up with you in a bit. So a girl came up to me at the event and she was wearing a Tala jumper, and I said, "Oh, you're wearing Tala, we're already going to be friends." And she was like, "Yeah, I follow you on Instagram and I thought I'd wear this, and then you knew I followed you on Instagram."
Nice.
And I was like, "Is Tala just the unofficial merch of accountant Sheena?" Yeah, she's a tax consultant that works at Deloitte.
Nice.
I said, "How come I haven't recruited you yet then?" She's like, she does like lots of employment taxes. And I was like, "Ah, yes. I forget that Deloitte is so big, it makes up departments for things that don't need to be departments. How's your well-being?" She was like, "Well, I'm leaving." James is just making me some dinner. We haven't leftovers from last night because A, it was yummy, and B, there was loads of it, and C, stuff with treats in it just gets better on the second day. We're going to watch Lost. Go on, that's one good solid episode.
No.
James doesn't want to. What do you do when James wants to go to the shop but you've already got in your pyjamas? You put your clothes on top of your pyjamas. Top and bottom. Hee hee. We just went to Tesco's to do a little haul for pudding. And we got double cheese crisps. Rogue choice, but we'll definitely eat them tomorrow if we don't eat them tonight. James got a Biscoff. Biscoff white chocolate with Biscoff spread inside. I got the classic fruit and nut. And then, because that was too much chocolate and I wanted something sweet, we also got these. This is my favourite thing to do because I will never eat all of this food. I'll have a little bit of all of it and then James just gets to eat it tomorrow. And it's guilt-free for James because I bought it and he's just helping me out. So I'm going to sit on the sofa and take my makeup off while James says he doesn't want to watch Lost and I want to watch Lost, so we'll see.